Ladies and gentlemen, so the floodgates have opened, man, and we've got so much more She-Hulk beta gameplay. I've just finished kind of playing about in Realm of Legends against Juggernaut, Wolverine, Blackbolt, and I must say, man, She-Hulk is just such a great champion for so many fights in Realm of Legends. Super fun to play and works really well, but on some fights I found her a little bit annoying to kind of get into, but once you get those Furies up and really activate the aggression in the opponent and, you know, force them to use their special attacks, because as you get more Furies, the chance the opponent uses a special increases and increases. It just becomes a little bit more straightforward, but it is a little bit of a pain, and also it's been a bit of a long day, so I'm making a few mistakes here and there, but not a bad start on this Juggernaut so far. You can see we are up to 10 Furies here, throwing off those heavy attacks to get the slow on Juggernaut. And if you haven't already watched some of the other videos, the slow is the brand new debuff that She-Hulk and Spider-Gwen have, which prevents the opponent from triggering Unstoppable. So yeah, this is just absolutely great with the rhythm of baiting out the special ones to refresh those Furies, and we are absolutely smacking this Juggernaut up really good there. But you can see here we got a Fury. However, this is the older version of Juggernaut, so you can just parry the Juggernaut, stun, get a heavy attack, and then kind of get an additional Fury out of that if you want to in that opportunity there. So yeah, it's not a bad solution, and then it applies the slow as well, so that absorbs the unstoppables after that. So yeah, just absolutely great. However, I did mess up a little bit there. We go for one more heavy attack and then just a special 2 to finish this one off. But look at that, man, almost 88,000 damage, absolutely nuts. But anyway, let's get on to the main event, which is Realm of Legends Wolverine. Now, one of the big questions is about She-Hulk's reversal, and is it viable? And we actually have two different clips. I've got the Realm Legends Wolverine with a 5-star one, and also the Regeneration Act for Magneto with a 3-star version of She-Hulk, because that's quite a big problem for a lot of progressing players there. We'll get to that fight in a bit, but essentially what you want to do for She-Hulk's Regeneration, it's 115% reversal, so it kind of blocks it, and then you've got a 15% reversal there. But ideally on a fight like this, you want to play it fairly safe, so you'll notice just before firing off that initial special 2, we are very close to the special 3, so you can, you know, get more special 2s in that time frame and just chain on and on and on. It's a pretty good time, but if there's like a really big burst of regeneration, and we didn't have it kind of specifically in this fight, but if there's like one massive burst of regeneration that you want to counter, then you want to go special 2 and then special 1 right after it. But you need to make sure, you know, you're very close to the special 3 in order to pull off that combo. But you know, if you've got points in despair, that's going to be absolutely fantastic there. But you can see a very straightforward kill on Realm Legends Wolverine. The heal reversal is just absolutely fantastic, man. A very solid piece of utility. But also, one other thing that She-Hulk got on her buff set is kind of a brand new awakened ability that against cosmic champions increases her attack for every single buff on the opponent. And if you're familiar with Realm of Legends Blackbolt, pretty much every time he gets crit, he has a good chance to gain either a Fury or cruelty buff. So yeah, this dude gets the buffs pretty damn quickly, and especially with a very quick to evade special 1, this is actually such an awesome matchup for She-Hulk here. Really enjoyable, super fun to play, and yeah, you can just stack up those Furies so incredibly quickly. So as you can see here, we're at 7 Furies, and he's got 4 buffs on him, so that attack is just going up and up with every single one, you know, special 1 and Fury that we can proc there. So yeah, just such great source of damage ramp up, man. I really am enjoying the She-Hulk and Spider-Gwen beta. I'm having so much fun, but I must admit, out of the two characters, I find She-Hulk like a little bit more stressful to play in comparison to Spider-Gwen, because She-Hulk, you're just so constantly worried because there's a short timer on the Furies about kind of baiting out that next special attack. Granted, you know, some points it's easier than others, but there are always kind of those slightly sketchy moments where, you know, you dash back and you're not too sure if they're going to throw the special or not. But, you know, once you get to a good stack of Furies, you know, they relatively play ball most of the time, so that's quite good. So yeah, 17 stacks of Furies now, absolutely ripping into this lab. We're getting 22k mediums there off an 80 combo ramp, so just absolutely insane matchup against Blackbolt there. Very good. Now, for the final Hulk, I want to show this fight, because one of the things about the Hulk fight is he's kind of a character that has a special one that's got a little bit of a longer animation, and I find those just even more stressful to fight with She-Hulk, because ideally you want something that's very, very quick that you can just bait out and then go straight back in, but Hulk has this special one where he rips up some debris and then chucks it at you, so it makes it maybe a little bit more tricky, but also one of the advantages of bigger champions as well is they are stunned for longer, so you can very safely get, a 7 combo in. You can go for a double medium and then a full 5 combo there. A little bit sleepy, man. It's the end of the day, so we got, a bit of a direct hit there, which wasn't the absolute best time, but here we're just trying to, bait out those special ones, but as you can see, there is a little bit of time. I guess it's, not the longest special one animation in the world, but in comparison to, somebody like Blackbolt or Red Hulk or Star-Lord, it is a little bit longer, so trying to push to that special 2 where we possibly can. And at the moment, you can see we've got 8 Furies ramping up to hopefully 9 pretty soon, and we're dealing some very, very nice damage here. So She-Hulk, with the right RNG, man, she gets into it a little bit quicker than Spider-Gwen does. Although, I must admit, I kind of enjoy, specifically for Realm of Legends, I had a lot more fun recording the Spider-Gwen run than I did in comparison to the She-Hulk one, because, yeah, I was just so constantly worried about baiting out special attacks. You see there, we almost lost the Furies as well, so just in terms of pure enjoyment so far, Spider-Gwen is the winner for me. But I think overall, in the right circumstances where the opponent is super aggressive and playing ball, I think She-Hulk just has some absolutely ridiculous potential. So I think overall she's a little bit stronger, but you can see there, man, we got a little bit wrecked, a little bit ruined, but it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. Anyway, I also wanted to show the Scarlet Witch matchup, because again, this is another matchup that isn't super favorable against She-Hulk, because of Scarlet Witch's power drain. You're relying on the opponent to throw special attacks so you can refresh your Fury, and when you hit into her, she's a chance to fully power drain, so that can really screw up your plans and lose your stacks sometimes. So it's a little bit of an annoying matchup, but it was still a fairly good one for She-Hulk here as well. And also, one of the very annoying things that the savvy of you in the audience will have picked up on by now is that we actually took a poison, and there's a current bug in beta. Loading up She-Hulk's new abilities, they unfortunately forgot to add poison immune to the list, but apparently this is going to be fixed pretty damn soon. So yeah, that's good. She's going to be a little bit better in this matchup than you're seeing at the moment, but unfortunately we got the power drain on Scarlet Witch a little bit earlier, so we lost all the tempo to get the Fury stacks, and our damage goes down a little bit here, which isn't the absolute greatest time. But still, we're smacking into Scarlet Witch. We got the class advantage. We're doing some alright damage here. It is a bit of a special one spam fiesta in every single matchup that you're not really trying to get the healing or power gain reversal gimp. So yeah, that is pretty much the standard She-Hulk strategy. I think when it comes to She-Hulk Special 3, because Special 3 has 2 components. It has a stun that lasts even longer against kind of big opponents, but it also has a weakness as well. But I think in the majority of matchups, I don't really see that being useful, just because the aim of the game with She-Hulk, if you want the big damage, is to spam the special one, get the Fury. You need your opponent very, very aggressively throwing their special one as well. So if your opponent's stunned, fire a very long stun on the special 3. It's just not really going to happen, but for, clenching out the fight in some scenarios might be somewhat useful there. But yeah, most of the time it's just better to spam the special one and build up those glorious, glorious passive Fury stacks. But anyway, we're entering Assassin's range now. We have not done a great job and not really had the best luck. Again, power drain just proc there. So we're just not getting those Fury refreshes that we want. But even without that, man, her base damage is substantially better than what it used to be. But without that Fury ramp up, man, as I found when trying to fight Winter Soldier, the Winter Soldier kill, because you can't refresh the Furies against skill champions, took just over 300 hits, so she was like a bit of a wet noodle in that matchup, certainly not the best at all. But again, very matchup orientated, and there are quite a few factors that go into whether or not She-Hulk is a good champion. However, this is actually probably, for a lot of people, the worst node currently in Act 4. So you've got this Magneto, I believe he has about 90,000 health, and he's got permanent 1% regeneration node, which just makes him absolutely mad, because he's got a 300% health boost, which is why he has such a high health there. So you can see, like, when we're hitting him, he just instantly heals up, man. It's pretty crazy, but the special 2 is just absolutely fantastic, even if you have like a 3 or 4 star version of She-Hulk, because, you know, I know a few people do get stuck on this Magneto. You can fire this off, get the petrify, and then it's a game of, you know, playing fairly aggressively to try and keep up that special 2 if you can, and then it's a pretty damn good time. But also She-Hulk, you know, she does benefit quite nicely from the Despair Mastery, as do so many characters now. Despair, especially with the She-Hulk and Spider-Gwen buffs, and these two champions are going to be somewhat coming into a lot of, you know, people's consideration for various challenges and future content. There's just so much additional value in the Despair Mastery that it really is worth picking up if you haven't already got it. But there we go, another special 2, a beautiful chain on of the Petrify there. This 3-star She-Hulk is dealing with this Magneto so incredibly well. To be fair, you know, in terms of this matchup, you could say that it might be an alright idea to throw off a heavy attack, but I believe just in this scenario, what we're trying to do is we need to race to get the special 2, and if we throw off a heavy attack, you know, we lose a bit of power gain interval there, so we let him heal for a bit, but we get another Despair up, and kind of the uptime of Despair in comparison to the downtime is really, really good, so it works out a treat. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's Realm of Legends She-Hulk gameplay. Really, really cool character, man. I'm very, very happy with the revamp of her and Spider-Gwen. And today's just been great fun testing them out. So if you enjoyed the video, feel free to smash that like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Aside from that, take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.